I've been waiting in this courtroom for 2 whole years. Where's my trial?
Shh, I think something's happening.
Here comes the judge! Everybody, here comes the judge! Order in the court! Oh. Now, why are we here?
Judgy baby, you're back! Might I say you're looking positively radiant. Glowing, even. You've not been taking radiation showers, have you?
I'm sorry, but do I know you?
Oh, well, we met a few reviews back. Ace Attorney. I won. Somehow.
Oh, yes. I recognize you from your new,
Well, I'm so glad somebody noticed. I mean, it's...
tie. Yes, it's a beautiful shade of red. Like the spilled blood from my enemies as I lie dead on the battlefield. Anyway, now, let's proceed. Defense, you ready?
I do not know.
Prosecution, are you dead? There's the prosecution.
Yes, I am! Wait.
Right here, Your Honor. Right here.
Ew.
Are you brushing your teeth?
Well, yeah. So what, got a problem or something?
Indeed I do. All in favour in the court of making an example of Mr. Fried?
Ah, yes, a bloodbath.
Get him, get him! Holy shit, is that a gun?
I guess, Plaque wins this time.
Hey, so I'm sure everyone's wondering this, but, why were you under the desk? Wouldn't have anything to do with certain favors, would it?
Oh, I live here.
Wait, so you didn't happen to see when I came in here at night and...
Yup.
Wait, what about last Friday when I...
Yup.
How much did you...
Up until the point where you...
Your Honor, I propose we start the review post-haste. Now would be good.
Court is now in session for review number 22 of Viewtiful Joe. Is that right? Viewtiful?
Your Honor, if I may, before you give yourself a stroke, it's Viewtiful. One word, no typo, and I know why you're confused. It's not actually a real word.
What kind of a game is this? Made up words. Prosecution, are you ready?
I sure am, Your Honor.
Very good. Now, you may proceed with your introduction.
Well, alright then. Let's get started.
I don't know if I like this hobo reviewer they've pulled in.
Viewtiful Joe is a side-scrolling beat-em-up made by Capcom and was first released on the Nintendo GameCube in 2003, but was later re-released to the PlayStation 2 in 2004. It was part of the 5 Capcom games that were meant to be released at the time to be new and interesting, which explains its odd nature. The game eventually led to an anime of the same name being made, which ran for about a year and—
Hold it! Ah! A spooky ghost!
Announce yourself!
This is a game review, not an anime convention. So let's not talk about the Viewtiful Joe anime.
Lythero, you're supposed to come in later.
Oh, sorry.
Not to worry, you are next in line to be introduced anyway. Proceed.
Well, okay then. Can you please state your name and profession to the court?
Well, my name's Lythero. I make internet videos about me playing games badly to make others feel good about themselves.
Oh, you make internet videos? That's so cool. I wish I made internet videos. On the internet. For internet people.
Yeah, me too. Sounds fun.
I always wanted to be a beekeeper.
Wait, really?
No.
You guys don't seem to be too happy with your current career choices. You might want to look into that.
Well, that's none of your concern. What you should be concerned about is telling the court about this, Viewtiful Joe.
I think you mean...
I know what I said. Now, prosecution. Choose your first section.
Alrighty then, it looks like everyone is familiar with the game, so let's start off with the story.
The story of this amazing game takes place at a movie theater where Joe and his girlfriend Sylvia are watching an old flick starring his favorite superhero, Captain Blue. However, the bad guy in the movie defeats him, then reaches out into the real world and kidnaps Sylvia before knocking Blue's faithful mecha, Six Machine, straight out of the silver screen. Before he knows it, Joe gets carried into movie land and given a V-Watch, which allows him to transform into a superhero! With world-altering abilities including slow motion to dodge bullets, max speed to appear everywhere at once, and camera zoom-ins to get even more power in his attacks. Joe then spends the rest of the game defeating endless goons as stylishly as possible to show off for the camera, all while trying to figure out a suitable, heroic name that goes well with his new identity in the world of movies.
Just call me... I haven't come up with a good name yet.
What an idiot. I mean, this guy probably doesn't even care about his girlfriend's safety. He's probably more concerned with looking cool.
Oh, so you've played it as well?
Listen, I know I'm defending and all, but this doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. I mean, I understand it, but it's just nonsensical. Even by video game standards.
You just don't understand the finer details of storytelling in video games.
Ah, yes, because if Capcom is known for one thing, it's their Shakespearean storytelling.
What am I fighting for? Fill your dark soul with light!
But is this a debate, or are we simply tossing around banter? If it's a debate, then, defense, you may choose your next section.
Music! Music is good. Nice section. Good vibes from music.
The music in Viewtiful Joe really stands out as far as video game soundtracks go. You get explosive guitar riffs and energetic electronic beats when the game hurls waves after waves of enemies, and during the more quiet sections where you have to solve a puzzle, or during the lead-up tension to a boss, the game plays suitable ambience to go along with it. So while the game music is far from conventional, it's safe to say that it all fits perfectly with Viewtiful Joe's chaotic style. The boss themes in particular are some of the best that you won't likely forget too soon.
Well, this kind of drivel seems to suit the game to an extent.
Yeah, but I mean, music doesn't really count that much in the final analysis.
Not so fast! According to statistics from various people and places, around 70% of the atmosphere from a movie, TV series or game comes from the soundtrack. Also, it was discovered in the previous review of Fallout New Vegas that...
Ha! What a nerd! Everyone laugh at him!
Glad I'm not a nerd. Oh.
Oh, come on! What's the point in this being a court if I can't bring up relevant evidence?
Alright, calm down, calm down. I will confess that the music is, suiting. Yes, it sort of puts me in mind of taking people's names and addresses in the evening and kicking some bottom in the morning. Yes.
Meh, doesn't matter. The next part's gonna be crappy anyway. So let's move on to gameplay.
Oh, you're serious? How embarrassing. This game does not beat around the bush when it comes to gameplay. Most of the adventure is focused on side-scrolling beat-em-up action that requires the player to adapt quickly and think fast with Joe's arsenal of special powers to defeat a huge variety of challenging opponents that you'll face. If you abuse Joe's powers too much, the meter will run dry and you'll be stuck in a normal state for a while, where Joe will take twice as much damage if he's hit, which can lead to serious disaster in the harder game modes. Each type of enemy usually requires a unique strategy to beat them. Flying baddies will fall from the sky if you use slow-mo to stop their propellers. Enemies on fire can only be punched if Joe speeds himself up to the point that he also bursts into flames. And some tougher bad guys need zoomed-in attacks to help take them down. The same principles also apply to puzzles that often require a mix of powers to solve, which are usually accompanied with even more bad guys that need to be dealt with at the same time.
Objection! This game has an insane difficulty curve, especially for its target audience. I mean, which are what, little kids?
Actually, it's a 12+.
Exactly! Wait, 12 plus? I mean, exactly! The game's age rating isn't high enough. You have to be some kind of gaming guru if you want to get past at least the second level.
I know, isn't it great? This is the kind of game that forges us into battle-hardened gamers, able to take on any challenge. Viewtiful Joe demands that only the best can achieve victory and save the day! As stylishly as possible, I might add.
Might I also say that Viewtiful Joe seems to be a throwback game to those old arcade games that were ridiculously hard, like Mega Man or Ghosts and Goblins.
Your point makes absolutely zero sense. For one, this game was made in 2003. That's pretty much a decade ago. Games of the past don't matter at all. We have to step it up now. And not everything has to be an homage to something. And you, weird, strange, animated pixel guy.
Yes?
You say that difficulty is important in a game, and that is true, but within reason. A gamer needs to have the decision between a challenge or an easier time, and this game doesn't really offer that. The experience in this game is like trying to peel a potato with another potato. It's just not happening.
Well, that sounds rather dangerous. And mentally straining. And ridiculous.
Yeah. Sounds even more painful than that time I was a cameraman in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Hey, nice win, Wesker. You really... Alright, so I'm just gonna get a low shot here and... Oh, come on! Ow. Oh, come on, this is my second lens. Please don't scratch it. Alright, then no. No!
Whoa, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Let's just do the next section.
Which is?
Oh, well, the other features, of course.
While there aren't many other features in this game, there are bonus weapons and power-ups that you can buy with the points that you get through each level. Most of these weapons are completely optional and are not fully required to complete the game, but do make certain parts of it easier. Some of these power-ups include heart containers that increase your health bar, the Boomerang, which allows Joe to throw a V emblem-like boomerang, and the fantastic aerial attack, the Red Hot Kick! Another thing worth mentioning are the additional difficulties, some of which...
Hold it! When you say other difficulties, you mean easier difficulties, right?
Haha, good one, Mr. Fried. But no. No, they are not. At all. Easier, that is.
Oh my, this Crucible Ho game sounds rather difficult.
Your Honor... Never mind. What do these other difficulties entail?
The different levels in difficulty are as follows. First there's Kids mode, which is like normal mode even if it's still pretty tough. Then Adult mode, which you would have to be a very experienced and skilled gamer in order to get through it. And then there's V-rated mode, which the average person would need months of practice to finish it, maybe even years. And finally there's Ultra V-rated mode, which is so insanely difficult I can't even begin to express the pain and suffering you have to go through in order to finally conquer this mode. It's absolutely ridiculous! Anyways, clearing the game on various difficulties allows you to unlock different characters such as Captain Blue, Alastor, Joe's girlfriend Sylvia, and on the PS2 version you can even play as Dancy and Trish from Devil May Cry.
Hold it!
Ugh, what now?
These characters are playable in co-op mode, right?
Oh, well, there is no co-op mode.
Oh, well, surely there's a co-op mode in the sequel.
Ugh!
Objection! Stop badgering my player.
But Mr. Fried brought him to the stand, so technically it's his player.
Oh, well, still. We're reviewing the first Viewtiful Joe game here. The second one need not be mentioned. Just like the anime.
The what?
Exactly. But yeah, you don't need to answer that.
Well, yeah, they did plan to have co-op for Viewtiful Joe 2, but it was scrapped due to time constraints.
Don't know if I like that, but how will I play with my friends?
Okay, answer it anyway. It's not like we want to win or anything.
We may not be talking about, Bountiful Blow 2. It seems like a rather wasted opportunity on behalf of the developers. Very well. Are we ready to move on to the next section?
Alright, so, what are my options?
Graphics.
Graphics.
So many to choose from.
Yo, those choices sound pretty sweet. Personally, I'd go for graphics.
Graphics it is.
Viewtiful Joe's visual style is bright, bold, and busy. Despite its name, Movie Land comes across much more like a comic book instead, with characters having thick black outlines and popping text for visual cues to help the player with puzzles. The graphics were cel-shaded, which is a style of image rendering designed to make 3D computer graphics appear more flat and cartoonish. Ever since Jet Set Radio brought cel-shading to the table, plenty of other games followed suit, with only a few managing to nail it, and Viewtiful Joe was definitely one of them. There are hardly any signs of frame drops despite the game's tendency to dish out as many enemies at once, making the screen get seriously busy, though sometimes when you use the FX zoom, it can look a little...
Objection! What the hell is this? I mean, am I the only one who's seeing this? Or rather, am I the only one who can't see this? I mean, this is a mess. I mean, where's the boss? Why are all the verses all over the screen? Why is everything so dark? And God, the cell shading is so overbearing.
Well, yeah, I suppose that's true, but it's not that messy all of the time.
Oh, come on, Larry, you can't base your whole opinion on a game's graphics based on this one boss fight. Granted, it's a bit cluttered and messy and distracting, but it's one tiny blemish on an otherwise well-polished game.
Well, here's the thing. At many points throughout the game, the over-stylized visuals just get in the way. I mean, at points, there'll be so many different transparent foregrounds and then clusters of special effects that'll make it difficult for players to really see what's going on, and that doesn't help, seeing as the game is already hard as nails to begin with. Plus, it's even worse when you take into account that everything becomes a blurry mess because of the game's standard definition and low-resolution textures.
Objection! It gets to a point later in the game where the player is more concerned about the obstacles in their way as opposed to how pretty they look. You know, it's kind of like watching League. You know, that looks messy, but the players know exactly what they're doing.
So what you're trying to say is, this game would benefit from a HD remastered release?
Well, I think it looks alright, but, you know, an HD remastering would look pretty nice.
Yes, I concur. This commutable bro would look rather splendid in high definition.
Objection! Larry, your petty slandering is doing nothing to damage the reputation of this diamond in the rough. Despite the graphics getting busy, the player is eased into it. It's like a difficulty curve for your eyes.
But
Furthermore, despite the amount of chaos on the screen, it rarely slows down. I mean, Joe is always fighting someone, which only further complements the game's chaotic and colourful graphic style.
Yeah, the graphics are beautiful.
Hey, he said the thing.
Yeah, well, he's flipping everyone off. Pretty rude.
Actually, it's him trying to symbolize the initials V and J with his fingers and thumb.
Still looks dumb.
Order! Order! I believe I've heard enough to give a conclusion. All in all, one would not pick up this game for its gripping story. That is evident. And what it lacks in a narrative, it more than compensates with a challenging gameplay, a motivating and energetic soundtrack, and visuals that go hand in hand with these other aspects. And despite these strong points, the game, however, does seem cluttered at times and lacks some features suited to a more laid-back demographic. And so, Refutable Schmo shall receive a score of 8.5.
Yay, positive score.
It's Viewtiful Joe, you tool.
What's Joe? Now go on, bug it off.
There goes Josh, there goes Josh, everybody, there goes Josh.
What? Only 8.5? This game is at least a 10. That's an outrage. Whatever. I'm off to play more Marvel.
Huh. So, Larry, I guess lawyering isn't really your thing. Suppose I'll see you next time I'm doing my dirty work in the dead of the night.
Yup. See you there. Ah, my back.
Beautiful. Wait, how did I win? I barely did anything.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, feel free to like and subscribe. Also comment below because, you know, without comments this video is basically pointless. People who took part are Lythero. He did the animations for the player, and he also played the player, and he did a lot of the editing during the gameplay sections, and he got all the gameplay. You know, without him, this wouldn't be possible. OffroadUnicycler also did the two Cubics remixes. They're really awesome. Thank you so much for those. And Flappadoodle, aka Larry, was the prosecution. Feel free to follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and keep an eye out for the next video. See you next time.
I made this too.
I'll do one with the case and one without, just in case. I don't think there's any on it, though. It's orange.